Hey, so this is the current update on where we are. We have been in the Ozarks for going on 6 weeks now. Actually, I think it was 6 weeks ago yesterday, although it may be 5. I could be off. Anyway, we finally think that we have found a place to live. It's a lot more challenging than we thought, right? I've talked about this a little bit before. And you know what? I'm a realtor, so I should have done a little bit better research before we came out. We just didn't realize that there's only a 1% vacancy rate for rentals in this entire area, and it has nothing to do with COVID, right? That's just how it is. And apparently that is kind of rural America in general. So if you are thinking about doing what we did and just picking up and, moving your life 1,400 miles away from a big city to a rural area, do not plan on doing that without some type of housing in place. And that kind of leads me to how we started the Patriot Relocation Network. So I did a little video on that last week. Wasn't a very good video, but I'm pretty excited, so I just wanted to get it out there and talk about it. What we have done is Randy and I kind of put our heads together and we thought, wow, whenever we started telling people like we are chucking it all and getting out of the city and going back to rural America, we were really amazed at how many people seemed super excited about that. People who we knew as like hardcore city folks, who we never in a million years thought would be like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea, said, that sounds like a great idea. And as we have continued on this journey, more and more people have started to speak up and say, wow, I wish that I could get out of the city and out of the crazy, tyrannical, liberal, socialist policies that are being forced on me into some place where I could live a little bit more of a free existence, right? Because really that's what we all want. We just want to be able to live our lives, go to work, raise our families, and enjoy our lives. We don't want to constantly be barraged with all of the craziness, especially like what we've seen in the past couple of weeks. Like if you live in Minneapolis, you're probably trying to put your house up for sale if you are any kind of rational human being, because they're not going to have a police department. Like, who do you call if somebody breaks in? Nobody. They're going to send a social worker out to help you. So that's the kind of stuff that makes you think, maybe population density does matter, and maybe I need to get the heck out of these crazy blue cities and states and get to someplace a little bit more red, where people share my values and, kind of the more traditional American way of life is still appreciated and valued. And so that's what we did. And so now we're ready to help other people do that. So we're really excited about it. We're running into a couple of little issues. As I'm sitting here talking, Randy is right next to me, not on film, because he's struggling a little bit, because we're 4 weeks in with my parents at their house, and God love them. They're awesome, wonderful people. And they're, in their late 70s, and they go to bed really early. And our life is very, very different right now than it was whenever we left Vegas, but in a good way. Like, everything is good. We're just struggling a little bit with not having our own space. And Randy's giving me the side eye. Here. Tell him, Randy.
In spite of all the pressures, in spite of all the hoopla that we're facing personally, I wouldn't have changed this. I wouldn't have changed the move. I still would have chucked it all and came. I've got the best in-laws that you could possibly ever imagine. They're so supportive of us, and
but they go to bed at like 6. Just saying.
Well, yeah, they're in bed at 6 and up at 3:30 or 4. So that means that we are up at 3:30 or 4 and in bed at 6. And I'm a late night guy. I in the military, I worked mids most of my life, so it's an adjustment. Yeah. It's an adjustment, and I think most people in their 50s, like me, just don't take change too well. So I'm a little irritable, and I'm trying hard not to be, because I'm grateful. right? In spite of me being a little irritable today, I'm sitting out here and I was listening to my wife, and I'm listening to the birds in the background, and I'm sitting in front of this beautiful but murky pond, and I'm excited about bass fishing. I haven't fished or hunted for 25, 30 years, just because, you know, military was go, 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 and then we lived in Vegas, and there's no water there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of bass fishing in Vegas.
There's not a lot of deer there, so you can't really hunt. So I'm excited about the next step. I'm just really anxious to get to the next step.
Yeah.
And then the filming, right? So I'm going to be perfectly candid with you. I'm not comfortable on film or talking, and so this is a struggle for me too. So when you add everything in all together, I'm a little on edge. But we're dealing with it. We got a month left in our current situation as it is, and I think the workaround to that is we just need to get to work. So the exciting news is rentals, as she was saying, are really hard to find, like super hard. So we looked in Springfield, Fayetteville, and every town in between, and then all the way over to where we're at right now, which is about an hour off the beaten track. And there is literally, we've looked at a grand total in everything, every available property in those areas, and it was about 40 houses that were available for our criteria. And they were either rented already, same day, or they were way too expensive for people just sitting down and starting over.
Yeah. And what he means by that is if you are looking for a 3-bedroom with a 2-car garage that's over 1,400 square feet, you're going to be paying $1,400 to $1,900 a month, which is more than we paid in Vegas for a big house. So, but if you want to buy something,
there is a ton.
Oh, there's a ton.
There is a ton. I've never seen so many for sale signs throughout the country here, and it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really cheap.
And not only is the land cheap, but the taxes are super low.
So we're not in a position to buy, mainly because we haven't decided where to settle. There is a 4-hour window north to south that we're looking, and it's all Ozark. So we're trying to find and dial into the exact right community, and between Arkansas and Missouri. I think for our purposes, with our son being autistic, Missouri's got a little bit better services available, so we want to be in Missouri. So that's going to take some time to dial in where it's going to be exactly right for us, to where we can run a construction company, run a real estate company, run a relocation network, have services for our son, and then on top of that,
have a big old Prepstead.
Have a big old Prepstead. So for us, we're just out here. I mean, that's what we started the channel for, right? So you could be along for this whole journey, good, bad, ugly, indifferent. But we are here, and I'm cranky, and so I'm going to sign off, and I wish you all the very best. And I really hope that, in spite of me, I hope you decide to maybe make the decision to get out of the city. If you have any love for country, any love for freedom, any love for the great outdoors and wholesome, healthy living, and you're not doing that right now, you need to really consider getting out. Even if it's not moving to the Ozarks, right? Like,
although it's awesome here.
Although it is awesome here, and we can help now that we're here. You got to get out.
Yeah, it's like that old drug rehab commercial they used to have in the 80s. If you don't get help here, get help somewhere. So if you don't come here, go somewhere, but you got to get free. So with that, we will sign off, and we will catch you next time.
Please like and subscribe.
Thanks for being here.
Catch you later.